So the update just dropped and it overhauls several of the weapon systems within Warno. We're talking about major changes to artillery, surface-to-air missiles, as well as fixed-wing fighters. Now, before we get started, we're also going to discuss the new map and take a quick little look at it, and the new line of sight tool. We may touch briefly on logistics, but that may be for another video. We're currently launching an offensive over on this left-hand side, and once we secure some of these positions, we'll be calling in our MK1 or MK9 chieftains, and we're going to see how those tanks manage this battlefield. So with that being said, if you enjoy military strategy, tactics, and doctrine and like seeing applied to strategy games, I guarantee this is the channel for you, so make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And if you play Warno and like seeing Warno, let me know if you enjoy these update videos. So let's get our MK11 on board, start engaging some of these targets, and start talking about the major updates that just dropped. So your surface-to-air missiles, so your SAM systems or your AAA, now have a major effect on the battlefield. They have an increased range. They also have increased suppression. So with that increased range, you're going to have trouble really getting into the airspace and interdicting the enemy, as well as suppressing any sort of targets like this. If we wanted to start an assault off, it's going to be quite difficult. One, not only due to the increased the SAM range and the SAM suppression, but now there's also a reduced area of effect for a lot of the weapon systems used by the fixed-wing fighters. So you're talking a reduced area of effect for high explosives, cluster munitions, as well as napalm. All of those are key to succeeding in the battle, and it's really going to change the dynamic of Warno right now. Next, you're going to see changes to your artillery as well. Artillery basically suffers from the same sort of thing. There's a lot of reduced area of effect damage for weapon systems, so your high explosives are going to be a bit reduced, and things along those lines. This is just going to slow the fight down a little bit more and force players to mainly use their infantry and their tanks. Before, a lot of players would do helo rushes or cheesy little, like where they'd send their aircraft in and try and get quick little snipes on heavy tanks, forcing players to restart. This is going to change a little bit now. One, due to the increased suppression from the AAA systems, but two, the increased range. Next, the artillery is going to be changing. As you see, we're trying to snipe these units that are currently on the battlefield running down this road, and we're currently struggling to do that. You'll also note that some of the suppression and range has changed for the heavy machine guns. So with all that being said, wow, we just got straight sniped right there by what? That tank? Our tanks are almost online though, our Chieftain MK9s. We're going to call some more in. We're going to get our helicopters online. We're going to see if we can shut this down. T-64. Chieftain should easily be able to engage that. So with the increased range, you'll make note that like the heavy machine guns now have a plus 175 for range. You'll also note that the units also have increased suppression for some units. That I feel like that tank's hunting my units. So we're going to watch this jet engage this tank. Let's see what he does. Outstanding. And then we're going to evac if he doesn't get shot down. This unit should easily be able to deal with those units right there, that other T-64.
I hear you loud and clear. Light them up.
See, that's what that smoke does.
All ammo spent.
And he's absolutely destroyed. We're getting like murked by a lot of these tanks on the battlefield right now. We really need to outrange them. These T-64s with what look to have like ATGMs on. Well, that's not it.
Damn, that was close.
I don't know.
What are your orders, sir?
Where is our helicopter that we need to bring over here to shut down this armor push? So those changes are really critical, and then the heavy machine gun is going to provide suppression. So one thing you'll make note of is this. Oh, we have no line of sight right there. Oh, it's because our smoke's up. That was a good smoke by us, a good little bit of micro right there. So that's displaying the new line of sight tool. As you see, it comes up a lot faster. See if you just start smacking C.
Tank ready.
We're going to smoke, and we're going to allow this unit to get into position. We're going to attack up this hill, which is really disadvantaged to us. All right, mortars begin falling. So the line of sight tool provides you with two different types. So if we deselect a unit, you'll see true line of sight. So we hit 2. As you see, line of sight without any blue in it. It's just your true line of sight. So if we wanted to move a unit into position, we would just hit C, bring it up, just like so. And that's the true line of sight for a designated position. Now, if we wanted to see what a unit could see from their position, we would select that unit, hit C, and this is everything they can see from that position. Obviously, we have smoke popped in front of us, so it's really blocking our line of sight. Now, what we need to talk about is that blue. That blue is a bit tricky. So blue is where your units can't, they've now included like sensors within the game, or they've already been there. So now it's, well, he just straight sniped us. Those sensors are going to be really, really critical. How's he like flying over there with this guy not engaging him? That's really interesting. So that blue is basically reduced sensors. Your area, like you can see over there if you were to look over there, but an AI can detect something within that area. So if we grab our Centurion right here, we can see that blue a little bit. All that clear area is everything we can see. So say the ports or the sides of our door kind of obstruct some of our viewpoints. That's where the blue is. So if one of our AI or one of our friendly units were to detect a unit within that blue spot, it would show up in that blue area for a Centurion tank right there. This guy's doing absolutely nothing. This AI is like hunting us down. And this guy's getting absolutely just like, can you not engage that jet? Now with the update out of the way, we're going to talk a bit about the battlefield, because I really feel like we need to do that. So this is Twin Cities. This is the new map. Over here, the AI gets to have all the fun because they get to fight within the city. So a lot of urban combat, building to building types of combat, reduce lines of sight. So we hit C. As you see, it's just really, really tense, really chaotic, probably really good for our artillery. There's also a city right here in the middle that allows players to battle through it between these two objectives. And this is a good little 3v3 conquest quest mode. We're going to engage that AAA here in a moment. We're going to fire on position right now. And then our MK3s, we're going to set up for an assault. And I don't like how this guy's just circling our area, like being like an ultra jerk. Especially since we had AAA right there that just wasn't engaging him, so I'm a little confused as to why. We're going to pop smoke. I don't want him really engaging us while we set everything up. And then we're going to get all our infantry on board. Get our anti-tank up. We're going to bring these two guys right here. And then once we get rid of this unit, we're going to engage him. We're going to have our AAA engage that MiG-25. Shouldn't be too hard to deal with. It says very hard, but I don't see why it would be. He's just circling, and then we're going to bring our own AAA in, our own air-to-air. And then we're going to start just mopping the floor with this guy. And then once that's done, we're going to push our chieftains up here because this is going to be a good position to start mounting our attack. And then with everything settled, we're going to do a combined arms infantry sort of push. And we're going to get our howitzer online and just start hammering away where we think someone's at. Just really weird that that guy was just harassing us as much as he was. And then that unit's going to evac almost immediately. We're watching him get suppressed. And he's putting out flares, outstanding. And we're going to be launching this attack. Here we have a little bit of an anti-tank coming in. Get our own little unit going. He's going real slow though. This guy, what's this, a SU-24? He's charging our tanks. Can we split these units up? Can you engage him? No, completely worthless. That SU-24 is kind of wild that he's still alive. Lots and lots of missing. All right, cool. So now we have our infantry coming on board. We have 4 chieftains on deck. Chieftain MK9s. They're going to begin pushing this objective. We have artillery falling. We have infantry coming up the road. Still quite the distance away. We're going to push this recon unit up here so we can get some good line of sight. And we're going to hammer this position, and we're going to push in and really take it over. As of right now, I'm not super impressed with the level of like suppression I'm getting from this AAA, as you see. He hasn't really done too much of anything for me. I mean, that unit's still just harassing us, that MiG-23. So that's just really worth noting. We're going to get 2 little surface air missiles going. That unit looks like he's running there. How many? That was 3, 4 rockets? Get our logistics on deck. Once our logistics is on deck, we can begin pushing into this objective. We'll have our supply lines going. Our Milans are going. This unit's going to move up this road just like that. Once that unit's into position, we're going to secure this tree line, and we're just going to bound forward.
Tank ready.
We should easily have a line of sight on that T-64. I don't see any reason why we would lose this engagement, and we immediately do not. These chieftains are going to begin pushing forward. We're going to hit 1. We're going to hit G, and we're going to begin dropping smoke.
Fall back.
Smoke is B, not G, B. G's the fall back.
Smoke rounds.
That smoke's going to obstruct some line of sight, and we're going to try and sneak our way into this area. So we're going to unload just short of the position. Tanks are going to move up. We're going to dissolve this unit. We're going to pause. We're going to unload now. That's exactly why we wanted to unload. I was hammering that place with like artillery, wasn't I? Like this whole time. Smoke's finally up. Smoke's online. We're gonna get some tanks on board. Get the rest of these chieftains in position to make this a town assault. This guy's pulling back. And we're gonna get another helo on board. This helo is gonna be really, really useful for us, suppressing or destroying any units that come into position. Alright, these MK9s are going to push up in this open area, which is all really deadly. All of this is just really bad, so hopefully we can start pushing. Infantry first. We're going to work on this flank. That unit's damaged. We're going to push this unit up to that tree right there. We're going to dissolve these 2 units, split them up. We're going to begin our bounding operation. Right, we're just going to move forward slowly, see what we can see. Pop smoke, we're being engaged. Pop smoke, we're being engaged. Hit 1 T, fire position, deep in their back line. Milan's moving forward, obstructed. Looks to be a AAA system. Bound forward, bound forward. We're going to dissolve these 2 units as well. Big ol' armor push going on right now. Not sure where we're receiving fire. Going to rotate so we're facing front. Alright, there it is. Looks like to be an anti-tank gun. See what we can do right there. See if we can split these units. I don't think this is another anti-tank. He's going to wreak absolute havoc on us because our AAA is not on deck yet. Let's see what we get. Is he immediately evacing? That's the one that was causing us like so much damage. Evac, evac, and we're getting instantly suppressed. So what I'm noticing is we're not taking just straight up damage. It seems like we're just getting suppressed, so that's a bit of a change. Normally you just get insta-sniped. Pushing forward, getting our foothold in. Once we're able to make our foothold, we can continue securing this objective. Just nice and slow, steady, very slow. This unit can fall back, get repaired. These 2 units can dissolve and split. Once they're in position, we'll begin hitting them with artillery. Let's get more artillery online. Where's our artillery at? Right here. Where's our logistics at? Right there. AAA. Losing in tank. We need to hit 1 T. That chieftain's been destroyed. I think we're doing good with our reduced fighting force right now. Milans are in position. Chieftains are in position. We're going to mortar that position. Getting really good line of sight right now on everything. We lost our recon unit, which is super unfortunate. We'll bring that back. So now we're completely in this position blind with a reduced force. So overall, we're going to continue securing this right flank, or this left flank. All right, we need to secure that tree line with our... Oh, that's it. All right, guys, that was just a quick update video. Hope you enjoyed it. Peace.